Alright guys, welcome to Oropack Trading, and for this video I'm going to be going over TradingView, just showing you guys how to use it, how to make your own watch list and your own layout, and just to go over some currencies that you guys are going to be seeing later on in this video. So the first thing I want you guys to do is, well, this is my personal layout right over here. So what you should do, you can go over to this top area where it says, where it has my name right here. You click on this drop down button and you can press create new layout. I actually created one just for this video, which is my layout, but you can name it whatever you want. You can literally press rename right over here and go about it from that area. Then just press rename. This is my layout. The next thing I want you guys to do is to go over here and you can create your own watch list. Right, so you click over here, it says create my own watch list. You can call it whatever you want to call it. One, two, or just my watch list, which I already created it right over here. Yes, so we have my own watch list right over here. Okay, next you're gonna go to this plus button where it says add symbol, and then you're gonna go over to where it says Forex. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna press or type in the USD JPY. All right, and I usually have the one that's the USD JPY under the Oanda symbol, right? Because Oanda, there's one under Oanda and Forex. Those are one of the top Forex brokers. I'm sorry, Forex.com. And those are one of the top Forex brokers in the US. So I usually use either Oanda or Forex, but in this case, we're going to use Oanda, right? And there you go. So over here is where you can add all of your different symbols, right? And whatever, you can always go through it and see which symbols you want to add to your watch list. We have the Euro USD, we have the British Pound USD, we call it the GU. The Euro USD is the EU. We have the, again, USD JPY was the UJ. The British Pound Japanese Yen was the GJ, and so on. So you can literally add any Forex pair that you want right over here, right? So you can always add anything you want right over here. Okay, but for now, we're going to just put in the US dollar Japanese yen, just so you guys have understand where to add in your Forex symbols. Okay, so I'm clicking on this. So once you click on it, it should show you a blank space. All right, let me save it real quick and reload it. All right, here we are. All right, so if you don't immediately see anything on the screen, what you should do is just go to settings and just press reset price scale, and it will show you everything, all the candlesticks and everything that's on the chart, right? And then usually it puts you in a lockdown mode, so you can't really move up and down until you take off auto fit. So you guys, that allows you to just move around the screen a lot simpler, right? So now you're able to move around. You can literally expand it out, expand it in, and so forth. All right. So yeah, now over here we have our cursor. All right, you can design or whatever cursor design you want. You can literally click it over here. Right now, the basic or default model is the cross, so that allows you to grab the screen and move it up and down and so forth. Right over here, we have our lines. So we have our trend lines, our rays, info lines, extended lines, trend angles, horizontal lines, and so forth. So just in case you want to be able to add some lines to your chart, let's say if you're looking for a downward pattern, which again, we'll explain a lot of that in the next video. But for now, this is just to go over some of the tools that TradingView has. So we have a trend line, which allows you to look at your trends and just analyze it or map it out on the chart. We have let's say the horizontal line. Right, I personally use this for support and resistance. So we have a horizontal lines that we can put for our support and for our this, in this case, this is support and this will be our resistance, right? So you can mess around with that and see which ones you prefer or which tools you like to use. Right, we have over here, we have our brush tool. This allows you to make drawings and lines on the chart. So whatever you want to draw on the chart to make it look simple, or just to be able to help you with your analysis, you can do that. I know this looks a mess right now, but yeah, we're going to delete this right here, but that's just a tool that you guys can use if you want to draw on your chart. And you also have your highlighters, so if you want to highlight something or, make artificial trend lines or just whatever lines or designs you want to create on the chart, you get to use your highlight tool or your brush tool to get that done, right? And we will go over everything. Just all you have to know is that on this sidebar, there's plenty of tools that you can use that's going to help you in your trading or help you in your analysis, right? So I'm just showing you the basic tools that I personally use that's going to be helpful as you guys start to get into trading. So we have right over here, we have our text tool. And of course, it's a text, so it allows you to type in anything that you want. Type in one or whatever you want to type in on the chart. And this is all good for technical analysis. Okay, we have our emoji section. I don't use this as much, but it is fun to have your emojis here. So let's just say you did a good job in your trade and you want to put a smiling emoji. There you are. You can just click on it and just place that right on here. And now you have a smiley emoji that's going to, well, help you or just inspire you or just let you know that, hey, I did a good job for today and I can't wait for the next trading day. So there we are. We have that over here. And yeah, I mean, those are some of the basic tools within TradingView. We have our different time frames right over here. So if you click down this drop down area, it allows you to click on the time frames you want to look at. So right now I have the 1 minute, the 5 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute, 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour, 1 day, week, month, 12 months, and so forth. Now you don't have to have all these different time frames on here. You just have to have the time frames that you like looking at. But let's say you want to be able to, when you first go into your TradingView and you sign up for your account, you're going to have a default time frame that's here. If you want to add more to your time frames, what you do is that you have the drop down area and you just click on the star. And when you click on the star, it's going to add it to this horizontal bar over here. So let's say if I unclick the 1 minute time frame, the 1 minute disappears. But when I click on the star again to save it to favorites, then you can see it on this chart. So whenever you want to add different time frames or take it out, all you have to do is just click on the add favorites or remove favorites, which is a star over here, and then you'll be able to add or remove the time frames that you want. Okay, right over here we have, oh, I just changed the color here, but yeah, right over here we have our candlestick, and this is the basic candlestick form that we usually use in trading. And candlesticks are help us in our technical analysis and just help us to be able to navigate the market and to see exactly what the market is doing at that specific time. Right now, I also want to note that whenever you click on the time frame, it's going to show you the candlesticks that fit within that time frame. So what that means is that when you click on the 5 minute time frame, right, each candlestick is 5 minutes. If you click on the 1 minute time frame, each candlestick is 1 minute. Click on the 15 minute, the 30 minute, the 1 hour, 2 hour. It doesn't matter which one you click on. It's going to reflect, that candlestick is going to reflect the time frame that you click. And in this case, this is a 2 hour time frame, again, 1 hour, the 30 minute, and so on. So each candlestick represents the time frame that you are in. So yeah, those are the basics right over here. I'm also going to include this, which is the indicator section. So if you click on this area right over here, you will see it says indicators, metrics, and strategies. If you click on that, it gives you a whole entire list of indicators. So you can literally type whatever you want. In this case, these are my favorites, so I just typed in my favorite indicators over here. But if you want to, you can just scroll down on the left side, this left bar, and you can click on technicals and you can see all the different indicators that are here. Now I know this can be very overwhelming because there are plenty, hundreds if not thousands of indicators that are on here. So you can test out and see which ones you like. But personally, I have the ones that I like over here and my favorites. Actually, I don't use all of these. I gotta reset these my favorites on here. I only use on probably like 3 of these indicators right over here. But if you want to look at your indicators and see which ones fit with your strategy, you can literally just go over here and play around with indicators and just see which one works. Also, I want to note that when it comes to candlesticks, I personally use the regular candlesticks, but I also find myself liking Heikin Ashi candlesticks as well. And I won't explain that right now in this video, but let's just say if you want a different way of looking at your chart, you don't have to use candlesticks. You can use regular candlesticks. You can use hollow candlesticks, which again, it makes everything look very hollow, which is pretty neat. I'm probably gonna even add that function to my candlesticks because it looks just very cool. But you can pretty much use the candlesticks that fit with your strategy and that works with you. You can have lines. So if you like lines better, you can do so, and so forth. You can have columns, right? Now, personally, I don't use the columns. I don't use the lines. I use candlesticks, either the Heikinashi or the regular candlesticks, right? So you can see over here where it's Heikinashi, Renko, and so forth. But I personally use Heikinashi and just the regular candlesticks for my trading. But yeah, guys, that is the basics of TradingView. And yeah, I hope that really helps. I hope you guys are able to understand exactly what was happening to this video and just have at least a basic understanding of how to go about TradingView. So yeah, guys, take care, and I'll see you on the next video.